Okay, YouTube. This is a continuation video on my LS2 converted to LS3 heads and LS3 intake, LS3 throttle body, etc. For this project, I bought Pro Header LS3 aftermarket heads off of eBay. And just so nobody else runs into this, I figured I'd make a video on it and let you know kind of what I found. So after spending about $4,000 or $5,000 on this motor, the bottom end is fine. I did everything right there. Rotating assembly, everything is good. I pulled the head off because it had a miss, and as you can see, the blue pieces of debris, that is, there's more of it. And again more. And it's basically everywhere. So what those are pieces of the valve seals. So I didn't see much wrong, but the car had a miss, and it was blowing the valve cover gasket off. Anytime I accelerated, it would just blow it out. So I figured I either had a bent valve or maybe a broken spring, you know, something fixable quickly. But that's not the case. So I actually have to pull off the other head as well, and I'll show you why. Let me see if I can do this with a light and a camera. Okay. I don't know if you can actually see it, but that spring that we're looking at, the valve seal is up at the top of the valve. It's not there anymore. And the last spring, the valve seal has lifted off, excuse me, off the valve guide. Now, as we go down the line, let's see, a lot of them had chunks missing from the valve seal, and the seal is just in pieces. See if I can get in here to show you a good one, but doesn't look like I can. So this is the most obvious, this one here. The seal is actually all the way at the top of the valve. So what was taking place is, number one, the valve seal went to the top. Number two, I believe The exhaust valves, which is exactly what we're looking at here in this particular spring, the valve guide is loose. It's therefore allowing combustion or pressure to come up through the valve cover and blow the valve cover gasket off, literally out. So let me switch positions here. Okay, here we go. So these in the front aren't too bad. The seals stayed on. This last one is really the worst. This exhaust valve here, the seal is at the top. You can't even see the blue top of the seal because it's pushed all the way up. So this is what $899 gets you off of eBay. These are the LS3 heads that they have for sale, and I'll document everything on the page, and a link to their eBay site to not buy these. This is, I mean, they're not that expensive, but you know, they shouldn't fall apart. This motor has probably maybe 250 to 300 miles on it, and shit's just falling apart from basically day one. Let me see if I can actually see inside the ports. Hang on. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. This is awesome. Okay, see if I can actually stick the camera in there. Okay, so around the valve guide, the material, the cylinder head material, has grown. It's very, very thin, and heat and cold, it's just going to move. So it looks like pieces of it have broken away and fallen off. Same with this one. Is that amazing or what? Now, when I first got these heads, I didn't really inspect them too well. I just assumed that they were going to be pretty cool because it shows on their site that they machine everything and quality parts this and quality parts that, and that's just clearly not the case. Pretty awesome. The only numbers I see on here is this. I'm assuming 11/20/2015 is when this head was made. And 0180 is probably the model number. I don't really see any other markings on the cylinder. No other numbers whatsoever. Alright, well, I hope that helps you guys. Don't make the mistake I did. I figured I was getting away with something. LS3 heads. And for a little while, this thing, for a couple of 100 miles, it actually did really well. The heads do breathe well. This thing was putting out about 489 horse to the rear wheels. And it's in a Tahoe. This thing's kind of cool, actually. It's got the 6-liter motor. When I get the heads fixed, it'll have the LS3 heads, upper. It's got the 4L80 tranny. It's got the 12-volt rear end, 455 gears, sitting on 22s, JDM suspension in the front, chromoly A-arms, all Spawn 4-link in the back, Spawn panhard bar going across in the back. It's actually pretty cool. But anyway, I was hoping to have a new power plant to drive for a little while, but didn't work out that way. Alright guys, hope that helps somebody.